Tim, thanks so much for joining us, man. How you doing?
I like these odds 3-on-1. This feels fair to me. This feels fair to me. No Austin. Y'all have increased your chances of winning. I like this move, Mr. Hubbs.
Well, we just follow whatever your contract says. I mean, we have to spin some rose petals out your way to
I
get you to come
said
on.
no green jelly beans. I said that specifically. No green jelly beans.
That's exactly
What's
right.
up, guys?
I'll have your delivery for you on Saturday. We're good, man. It's good to see you, and thanks for joining us. I do think this Alabama team is pretty fascinating because the obituary was written for them on week 1 when they didn't take care of business in Tallahassee against the Florida State team. That's obviously not what people thought they were after week 1. Where has Alabama really grown since that opening game loss?
I think composure stands out the most. I mean, you look at FSU, that's kind of, you roll the dice when you get a team with 40 new players, a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator. Alabama, for the most part, is very similar to what they were last year as far as the roster. You got to change in quarterback, but I think they composed themselves better. And Florida State went up 7-0. Looked like they were ready to rock and roll. A few things went against them, and you never really saw them get their footing. That was a 7-point game in the fourth quarter. They were in that game, but it never really felt like it. We've all seen that. We watch enough football to see games like that. So I do think the composure, Ty Simpson's grown a lot. I think the offensive line's better than it was.
I like the third Saturday in October. This is the worst part, though. I got to be on a video call with Tim Watts.
I made him. And I'm wearing his birthday present he got me.
Wait a minute. You made him be on the call, or you made him in this profession? What are you
playing? Let's not answer either of those questions, actually.
Yes. I'll tell yeses to every one of those questions.
Let's see. What's Ty Simpson? The numbers are very similar to what Joey Aguilar's done, but where has Ty Simpson grown the most from Tallahassee until now?
You see that confidence. I mean, his throw, it's one of the best throws in Alabama history when he hit Latsier Brooks on 4th down to very tight game on the road. I mean, it was a brilliant pass. You see him making those clutch plays. He's more spirited. He's more animated. I think a little bit shy and introverted maybe at times early in his career. But you can see that leadership role taking over for Ty. I mean, you see him on the sidelines. He's leading that team. And you know what? He waited a long time. He's an easy guy to root for if you're just a sports fan, because we see guys hitting the portal in the 5th game of the year. The 6th, they'll hit the portal in a heartbeat. But here's a guy who committed and said, I'm going to stay, there until it's my time to shine. Was never a guarantee he would get that time, but he's making the most of it. So that maturity certainly standing out.
Tim, tell me about this offensive line. Giving up 13 sacks, averaging about 126 on the ground. And I know Jam Miller, who, if you have an update there, I know he left the game yesterday. I know he's missed 3 or 4 games this year. Where's this offensive line? Where's this run game to help Ty Simpson 6 games in?
Well, Jam was a big part of it. He missed the first 4 games. He was injured in the preseason with the shoulder deal. He got concussed on Saturday, a very vicious hit. 2 guys ducking their head coming in, hit pretty good. So there's a chance that he'll be out this week. He's kind of that muscle between the tackles. He's a game changer. They have Kevin Riley, who's done a really good job. He's good out of the backfield. They got Daniel Hills, a 240-plus guy. Not going to be a lot of waggle sideline to sideline, but just get up and go. The offensive line does give up some sacks, and that's one thing I'm looking to see. Tennessee, I think, had 26 sacks coming into that. They're going to heat them up a little bit. Missouri did the same thing. They got to tie 4 times. A couple of times it looked like just breakdowns, but as far as the biggest matchups, I think protecting Ty, giving him time to throw the ball is going to be important for Alabama. But establishing the run is something they've really worked to do, which was easier when Miller was back.
Tim, is this the identity that Kalen DeBoer wants for this offense? I mean, it's a little bit unorthodox from the tradition of Alabama, right? I mean, it's you're throwing it a lot. You're not. I know they don't have Jam Miller, but they haven't run it as much the last couple of years. Is this really his brand now? Do you think he's kind of established himself and got that thing that way?
Yeah, I think Ryan Grubb, if he has his choice, he'd throw it 70 times a game. He's really comfortable in that. He was that way when he was at Washington. They do run the ball. They're going to establish the run, but this isn't the best group of running backs Alabama's ever had. Y'all have seen Alabama for a lot of years. It's a different kind of group. Again, Kevin Riley's standing up when they need him to most, thread out the backfield. Young guys have to work, figure out how to pass protect. They're a big part of keeping that quarterback's butt off the ground. So they're going to pass, but he has made a concentrated effort the last couple of games. He's did it, very tough stretch, fourth ranked opponent in a row. He's established the run. He did it with Missouri. He's stuck with it instead of getting pass happy. But I think what you see is what you get. I mean, this team is built, if you look at them, 3 NFL wide receivers with Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton, and Ryan Williams. They got other guys out there. They got good tight ends. They got guys, catching passes out of the back. So a lot of options there. And I think most coaching staffs would lean heavy on the pass, but they're going to work the ground game as much as they can.
Have you been surprised with how well they've handled their business? 3 straight games against ranked opponents in the SEC. That's tough for anybody, but just the way they've handled their business.
They've been very businesslike with it. I mean, these aren't games where, I'm on the back porch texting you talking trash with 10 minutes to go. I mean, I've got my phone, hidden in the freezer, trying to avoid all those texts I'm getting. But yeah, they did. I mean, it was a rough stretch. I mean, the one thing about Alabama, which has been the case for, the whole time Saban was there, this is a lot of their everybody's Super Bowl that they've up to this point. Georgia had played Tennessee, so not really that, but obviously an important game. Vanderbilt, the whole year around it. I mean, Missouri basically had 3 weeks off to prepare. They had the bye week. They had Utah State. Everything was in on that game. Curious to see how they react going to Auburn, with so much on the game on the line. Tennessee's different. They played a quality opponent. They had a good competition on Saturday that they had to focus on. So not the same thing, but they did a good job of taking the shots. And, you lose to Florida State. I mean, the talk is always there. Bama's not the same. All the nicknames come out for Kalen DeBoer. But they rallied the troops, circled the wagon, or whatever cliche you want to use, I think, and they've looked good doing it.
Tim, one thing that stands out to me, sorry, Eric, one thing that stands out to me is the turnover margin. I mean, they're not turning it over. Alabama's not giving anybody extra opportunities. What has that surprised you that I think they've turned it over once or twice? They have like a +8 turnover margin in their favor. It's kind of ridiculous what they've been able to do in terms of securing the football.
I tell you the difference going back to Saban, a lot of those teams like A.J. McCarron wouldn't turn the ball over, but you didn't really see him stretch in the middle of the field and taking chances. Ty's taking those chances. So from that regard, it's a little bit different. Obviously, I think in this day of college football, everybody better be a blue-collar team. You better be humble. You better work hard. This is very similar to the NFL to me. You can get got on any given Saturday. So I think Alabama's like protect the football, establish the run as much as you can, and then find them chunk plays. And I think Tennessee's probably in the same boat. You want to get your moments when you can. You want to score anytime you can, obviously, but you don't want to give them a short field. Alabama had a fumble this past weekend, got beat with the Bandit. Ty Simpson fumbled, easy touchdown for Missouri. Otherwise, the defense did a really good job in that game.
Yeah, Tim, tell me about that defense. Looking at the SEC stats, really good against the pass, middle of the road to upper tier, obviously, against total yards and points per game. 9 sacks seems a little low, but 11 takeaways, just like Tennessee's defense. What's that pass rush look like, and what's this defense overall do very well?
They're not getting they're running basically a 3-man front. They'll bring that wolf off the edge. They'll try to bring some safeties every now and then. They have good pressure. That's one thing they're getting. They're getting pressure. They're not necessarily getting guys to the ground. They've played in a really eccentric group of offenses so far, from Gunnar Stockton to the first game, Gus Malzahn with a new quarterback who is a little bit of a jackrabbit, had 8 months to prepare for that. So you're seeing the guys that they played so far, even Vanderbilt throwing the veer at you and then going down to Missouri. So they've seen so many different offenses, a lot of offenses that won't give up a lot of sacks just because of the play calling. The defense is kind of, I hate to say bend but don't break. I mean, that's such a cliche. They'll give up yards. They try not to give up points. They did a good job of forcing turnovers. They make plays when they need to make plays. They came up with a big turnover, and basically every game they played during this 5-game win streak. So they're going to bend a little bit. They're going to try to limit the big plays. And that's been, if they give up a big play, a chunk play, that's when the defense kind of has its back against the wall. But they want to make you earn it, put it out in front of you, and go from there.
Is James Franklin in Tuscaloosa, or is he on his way? Is the Nick Saban coaching rehab center still open?
That was crazy.
Is Kalen DeBoer an adjunct professor in the in the Nick Saban coaching rehab program?
I cannot imagine James Franklin will be there, but I do imagine if Nick Saban was there, maybe it's a possibility. But I mean, that's another thing. Getting off the topic, you're looking at all these coaches fired in the middle of the year, and I tell Alabama fans, college football has changed so much now every week, and I say it every week is you better enjoy any win you got. Now, I'm a huge fan of the message boards. I was reading Volquest during the Arkansas game. Bama played at 11. I'm over there reading the fans' reaction because I'm dealing with it live. I mean, the Missouri was up 7-0. Everybody was fired. I was like, I think these guys are going to fire me. They drug me into this mess. Kalen DeBoer, you done got me fired, dude. They are so, but just the turnover with that. These games are hard. I mean, Kentucky struggled. Georgia struggled with Kentucky. Arkansas gave Tennessee a game. That is the SEC right now. That is what you're doing. So enjoy the wins, and you better not give a crap if they're by 1 or 100. You better just soak them in and be glad you got them.
Yeah, it's hard, and in this league, it's only going to get harder, is what it looks like. I mean, it's not slowing down anytime soon. But we live in a strange world, Tim. I mean, a world where the blue bloods aren't 12 deep at every position, and Indiana's ranked second in the country right now.
It's crazy.
It's
Well, you saw the flip over in basketball where Tennessee and Alabama are, turning into that blue blood type teams ranked high with players in the NBA. Tennessee signed top 5 guy, Nate Oates, certainly. Rick Barnes got a lot of respect for him. Nate Oates is, doing well. So you kind of see it flip over in basketball. But in football, if you're a blue blood, you don't want to see Indiana ranked that high. I love it. I hope Cignetti stays. I want to be in a world where Indiana is making Michigan and Ohio State lose sleep. I'd be happy with that. And I'm just kind of rolling with the punches. I mean, things have changed so much for us old guys, but I kind of like it. It's kept it fresh. It's not easy on my nerves. Those games all coming down to the end. I mean, even Tennessee looked like they were pulling away, and then that thing, zips up before you know it. Sorry, Grant, go ahead.
You mentioned basketball. Once Bruce retired, Rick became the longest tenured SEC coach, which is crazy, and Nate's the second. And they're the only 2 guys that have been at their schools since pre-COVID. Like the entire rest of the league is basically since the 2022-23 season, which that kind of turnover.
It's just the SEC, and I know people like to make fun of it, but run your ass down here. Bring jump on in the water with us. We'll show you what the difference is. We'll show you what waking up in Columbia at 9 a.m. in the morning to play a fired up team, prepare for you. But I love it. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, this game alone, growing up, I had 2 brothers that were Tennessee fans. I have 3 brothers total. My other brother was an Alabama fan. So the trash talking never really got going. The mom was pretty adamant. So we had a healthy respect for each other. So I've always loved this game. I get excited for it. And, the last few have certainly been pretty dramatic.
I was going to say, Tim, I mean, you kind of went into it there, but I know it's, you're just now turning the page, getting into this new game week. But for the Alabama fan base, for, subscribers of Bama Online, kind of what's the talk already early in the week? This is the 3rd Saturday in October. I know you got the Iron Bowl as well, but this game means so much to so many people on both sides. What's the feeling here early in the week from the Alabama side, from the subscribers about squaring off against Josh Heupel's team?
I mean, you wonder about the offense. Obviously, Josh Heupel calls a good game. I know he gets fired 2 or 3 times every game, no matter what he does. But he calls a good game. It's some of the best memories are those games. I mean, especially him and Saban went at it pretty good and had a lot of things going for him. But the formidable offense, 2 really good stories. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of great storylines in college football, but the Alabama and Tennessee quarterback situations, 2 of the biggest. I mean, Tennessee just swapped their quarterback with UCLA. They just swapped quarterbacks, and this guy come in and look even better than they did last year. So I think it is. I mean, it never got till tomorrow. It got to 12:01, and it was, I hate, Big Orange can suck it. I mean, it was a 12:01 literally. That was a post on the board. It was like, no, we're here, So I love the energy. I love the fan stuff. I don't really get into the negative fan stuff a whole lot. I know a lot of Tennessee people, but definitely excited about a game. 2 good teams. Josh Heupel, Kane Womack's kind of a good matchup. What can Alabama do against Tennessee defensively? They've given up some yards and some points against some pretty good teams too. So there's a lot of chess if we're playing checkers, it might be Chinese checkers. We'll know more Saturday night. We'll think we're smarter Saturday night than we are right now, I'm guessing.
Well, the good thing is whoever loses this is not out of anything. I mean, you got to be a 10-2 team at the end of the year and hope you get in. Basically.
Yeah.
And 10-2 is not going to guarantee you anything.
No, but it puts you in the conversation.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you'll be up there pretty good. I'm not sure 9-3 if you got the right 9-3 losses with some wins to go with it won't have in there. Depends what everybody else does, but everybody's, not everybody. I saw the rest of Indiana's schedule, but I give them props. They won the games they had to win, but some teams are already they're already planning their playoff game, That's how crazy some schedules was. There's nothing here. I know Tennessee's going to have a rough schedule. Bama's got at South Carolina next week. They're at Auburn. They got LSU. Oklahoma's still coming to town. So the one good thing about this schedule, I think, for Alabama is they have to focus on every game. There's no, it's just Tennessee. There's none of that coming for Alabama.
Yep. No doubt. Should be a really, really good one, the third Saturday in October. And, if you want some preview and some analysis on either side, of course, Volquest on the Tennessee side, Bama Online. What do you guys got coming up this week in terms of getting ready for this one, Tim?
We're already rocking and rolling. Charlie Potter and Blake Byler do a good job forming a team. They're driving back from Missouri. I will say shout out to the Volquest guys. I've been knowing Hubbard for forever. I had dinner with Eric. We all ate. Me, him, and Grant ate dinner, and Austin watched a high school football game with no recruits. Go figure. Like the biggest creep. Like, what's happening right here? Security, he's fine. Trust us. But he did. Austin did get the biggest piece of chocolate cake at Jay Alexander's. They delivered that chocolate cake, and everybody was like, good Lord, it's like a whole birthday cake. But
the good news is Austin could watch that game because he ate his entire entree in a commercial break between possessions.
Oh, he was rocking and rolling. Yeah, he rocked and rolled that out. So, but you guys, big fans of all y'all's friends, more than just co-workers. I look forward to it. I just say this in case Alabama loses. Saturday night will be up y'all's butt if Alabama wins. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll see you Friday night when we roll up to the Watts Estate.
Yeah, we're staying with you, right?
Yeah, come on. Not Austin. I got one of those hammock things for Austin, whatever those kids call when they hook them to the trees. They can lay in. I got about 10 of those I bought when they were trendy.
Tim, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys.